We're hot. All right, guys, welcome to ClickOrlandocom, News 6 Plus, and of course the News 6 app here in Orlando. Going to turn the camera around and introduce you guys to someone special. This camera's right on you, sir. I have Mr. Tony Black with us today.
Yes.
Welcome to Results One, sir.
How you doing, Steve?
Good, man. So, what we do here in Results One, I am a former full-time state trooper.
Wow. Okay.
And now I am a reserve state trooper and full-time news anchor.
I see.
I go by the name Trooper Steve, and this is our results getting machine. So what I've created here is we hop out in the community and we talk about things that most reporters, most news people wouldn't be overly interested in.
Right. There you go.
Because it doesn't lead, but we get to dive into really awesome community stuff. And on some days, I just go and talk about the stuff that people are complaining about.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
why is this guy riding the left lane all the time?
Exactly.
And stuff like that. So we go out and I get to call people out with it.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I had Sheriff John Mina in the truck with me doing an interview. And today, I have the privilege of having you, sir. So I am blessed to have you here.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so
If you don't mind, talk to us a little bit, introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are, what you do, and why you're here with me.
Tony Black.
Okay.
Central Florida comedian.
Oh, Central Florida comedian.
Yes.
All right.
Been doing comedy for 15 years. I moved up originally from Miami.
Okay.
I'm here now in Central Florida. Been here for the last 25 years, going on 26. But just started doing comedy, and also this comedy show that we're having this weekend, Comedy for a Cause.
Okay.
It's a good fundraiser for the officers that was injured recently, OPD. So it's a good fundraiser. So we're going to do some comedy, bring some laughter, and some comedy relief to the community.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about you. So you're law enforcement, former, or still?
Still corrections.
Still corrections.
Yes,
all right. So
yes.
let's rewind a little. Let's talk about that. Because, listen, I was a cop for a while.
Yes.
I had a great opportunity to be around some really interesting characters.
Right.
And in the law enforcement world, and I was even talking with my guys back at the studio, I was like, there is no one funnier than correctional officers.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the environment that you guys are constantly in.
Right.
And so talk to me a little bit. How did you find your path? Where are you from originally? And
Miami.
All right, me too. What hospital?
Hospital?
Yeah, were you born?
So
I was born at Jackson Memorial.
Okay, that's a good hospital. But me, I actually lived in Miami my whole life, but I was born in the Bahamas.
Okay.
Right. My parents are Haitian.
All right.
Right. So, but we migrated here. I think I was about 2 years old.
Okay.
So I lived in South Florida my whole life. Until
Miami guy.
Yeah, Miami. So I lived off of West Dixie Highway.
Okay.
That area. Graduated from North Miami Senior High. Migrated up here, moved up here in 1998 for the job. But I started working at the state South Florida Reception Center.
Okay. I love how we call it a reception center.
Reception center.
Like, makes it sound
I know,
fancy.
right? Like
fancy.
It's a hotel resort.
Right, definitely not.
But started Reception Center back in 1997.
Okay.
And then I moved up here in 98 and started my career with Orange County Corrections in 1998.
So you're a true local in a sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. Yeah.
So you're full-time here.
Yes.
So you became a correctional officer. And how long were you working as a CO?
As a CO? 25 years.
So did you always have like this outgoing personality at work?
Oh, yeah, because you have to, because the setting. Because when they bring people in from the streets or whatever the situation may be, a lot of people are upset. So I don't encourage the, basically getting up more irate.
Right, why throw fire on the flames?
Exactly. So I try to make every situation kind of like a calming situation for anyone. You know what I mean? Even officers. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you can step in and say, hey, let me
I got it.
Let me deal with this situation here. You know what I mean? As far as people being brought in from the street, hey, listen, it's going to be all right. Whatever it is, if I could do something to help out, I'll do the best that I can. Some people come in hungry, things like that. So.
And it's not out of your purview to help somebody.
Right.
Just because you're a correctional officer doesn't mean you're not there to help. You're just there to enforce the rules and make the process smooth.
That is it. It's just a job. You know what I mean? But it's the way you handle the job. You know, you can make it easy or you can make it hard.
So I was reading about you, and I read that some of your coworkers kind of encouraged you.
Oh yeah.
Like, listen,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
you need to get out there
Yes.
and do something with this. So
Right.
that tells me, man, you were kind of like the morale keeper at work. Something
People
like that?
People say that. You know,
Okay.
like, hey man, you're kind of like the peacekeeper, because
Right.
I try to bring light to every situation and make it out of a joke. That way people crack a smile and relieve the tension.
Well, that once a smile happens, for me,
Yeah.
it's like bringing a dog around. I
It's
love
like-
dogs.
Yeah.
It brings the tense attention down. And you smile
Right.
in a tense situation, they're like, wait, is he
Alright.
okay?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And
Yeah,
everything
it's
calms
like-
down. Right.
And they calm down. You know, so that's what I do
Okay.
on a daily basis. You know, I try to quell situation, because sometimes that's what it needs to be done. Because, you know, you don't want to argue and discuss certain situations in front of people, and
Right.
then in front of a group of people. You know, I think it's certain things is not the place and time. You know what
Got
I mean?
it.
But, you know, some things have to come out, but it should be, you know, in a quiet, you know,
Setting
atmosphere.
kind of
You
thing.
know what I mean?
So
Yes.
when, throughout your career, you're saying 20 plus years as a correctional
Yes.
officer,
Yes.
when did you decide, okay, I am going to pursue laughter and happiness full time?
I would say about 15, 16 years ago.
Okay.
You know, joking around at work, you know what I mean? Bringing laughter to people, and people say, why don't you do stand-up? Why don't you just get on stage and try it?
See, that's different, though, because being funny and stand-up,
It's very
different
hard.
world.
Very
Because
hard.
That I like to talk. I don't mind talking, but I don't think I'm funny. And I would never in my life, Tony, put myself on a stage where people are expecting that I have to say something funny and entertaining. So for you to do that, man, like,
Right.
good on you, brother. Like,
Well-
how awesome. So you do that, and you decide, I'm going. I'm going to do this.
Right.
Walk me through that.
Listen, corrections help you to do that, because you have to stand and talk in front of a crowd
All day.
that's not corrections friendly. And if you can get someone to laugh and say, man, you crazy, man.
Right,
Boom,
right.
there you go.
Right.
That's the toughest crowd.
Okay.
That is the toughest crowd.
And if they're laughing, you're thinking,
hey, there's something there.
right.
There's something there. You know, I recently visited Louisiana.
Okay.
So did my comedy up there, you know, with Bonkers. They sent me up there to Louisiana. When you go to a different state and you make people laugh that you don't know,
Right.
that is the best feeling in the world, because now you say to yourself, hey, I got it. I got it. These people don't know me, but they're here laughing with me like I'm a relative,
Right.
you know, a friend.
So did
someone
you
they enjoy.
intentionally go to a different place
No.
in order to feel it out? Like to go
No.
to Louisiana?
You know what? I did that the very first time I started doing comedy.
Where'd you go?
The Improv downtown, when it was downtown.
Okay. So you
So-
didn't know anybody in this area?
So the first night I went, I invited everybody from work, right? So, okay. Let's
So
say for
familiar
you,
faces a little
you
bit.
know, I say, I know Steve. Steve is going to give me a laugh, you know. Hey, all right. So the very next week, I went without no help, right? And it was amazing. Amazing, because the laughter I didn't get from my coworkers, but I got from people that I didn't know.
No
And I
clue
was
who you were, nothing.
Yes, they were like, this guy is funny. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to go. But going to a different state, even a different city, and making people laugh, it just brings you like, hey, I'm here. I got it. If I can make people laugh that I don't know, I got something.
So you must have a pretty big relationship, being as long as you served here in Orange County, with a lot of the local law enforcement officers.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
Do you find, okay, so this is maybe where I'm getting at.
Uh-huh.
What is your topic of comedy?
My topic of comedy?
Is it cop based?
No.
No. Okay.
No. My comedy comes from, especially when I lived in South Florida.
Okay.
Right? Because I was living around like a heavy Spanish community down south. You know, basically like Cuban,
Okay.
Puerto Rican,
Okay.
and a mixture, and then the Haitian culture, right? So my comedy is based off what I've grown up with,
Okay.
You know, like for instance, ordering Spanish food.
Okay.
You know, down south.
Right.
You know, down south in Florida, if you don't know Spanish, you're out of gas.
Yep.
Yeah. They will skip you.
Well, I always joke that my mom's Puerto Rican, my dad's Italian, and I look like I'm from Oklahoma. Because people are like, oh, Montiero. And then they start rattling it off. And I'm like, stop.
He's got to be Italian. He's got to be Italian.
I don't know what you're saying, kind of thing. So I get it. But down in South Florida, if you don't speak Spanish,
yes,
you are kind of lost.
You're out of gas. You're not going to get the food that you want. You know what I mean? That pan con bistec,
right.
That habichuela and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, yeah. So you're not going to get that. But it's basically what I've observed throughout my years living in South Florida, living here, and things like that. What I notice about here is when it rains, oh my God, it's just like snow.
Yes.
People lose their mind.
I call it job security.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying to myself, you see someone driving and a raindrop fall on the windshield. Oh, God, no.
Immediately.
And then people will crash into guardrails and leave their bumper.
Yep.
Take your bumper with you. Take it with you.
You should see the crash reports I had to write.
Oh,
they
my
would
God.
blame that, well, who put the tree there? Or the best part, no, they'll be like, well, I was driving and the car just stopped. Right. And you didn't. So it's like, no, I get it, man. That is, especially coming from your cultures, being
Yes.
Miami, and then here, people are like,
Oh,
oh,
my
it's
God.
Florida. I go, no. We are culturally very different throughout the state.
Oh, my God.
That's a good premise to base the
Listen,
comedy off of.
I saw a canoe on I-4.
A canoe.
A canoe.
I wish you would have taken a photo of that. That would have made good for my What the Honk segment.
What the?
Yeah, I have a segment called What the Honk where
Man.
I make fun of everybody out here.
Listen, when I see stuff, then I'll send it to you, man. Because
All right.
it's crazy. I mean, you can see a whole bedroom set on I-4.
Easy. Hey,
You know, because
cheaper than
people,
IKEA.
people dump it off.
Like, come on.
People dump off furniture on I-4. You see
Crazy.
Mattresses, everything.
Everything. So
Yeah.
you're putting on an amazing event this weekend.
Yes. Comedy for a cause.
Comedy for a cause, and the cause being 2 Orlando police officers who were injured
Yes,
after
yeah.
being shot last month.
Right,
Here in the
right.
City Beautiful.
Yes.
And just doing what they do.
Right.
And fortunately, that suspect is no longer going to cause any harm to anybody.
Right.
But you're out here really trying to, one, raise awareness through laughter.
Right.
At least that's how I see it.
Yes.
Because, hey, if you're going to this event this weekend, you know why you're going. You're going to go.
Yeah.
You're going to see Tony Black. What's your other your partner that's with
Brody
you?
Love.
Brody Love.
Yes.
That's going to be there, and all these proceeds from the ticket sales.
Yes.
And I'm seeing drink sales there.
Yes.
Will go right back to these 2 police
Great
officers.
drinks. So it's a fundraiser for them, you know, to give back to them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it shows appreciation for what they've done and what they've been through, you know, because now they're recovering. You know, so it's a way of the community giving back. You know what I mean? Because this person that created this havoc was a very dangerous individual.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that story was circulating. So he's off the streets now, and now we are going to perform and, you know.
What's the details on that this weekend? So it's Saturday, right?
Saturday, doors open, show starts at 8:30.
Okay.
So you want to get there early because you know how downtown Orlando is.
Right. The parking is crazy.
Parking is crazy, and you will see a lot of stuff. I don't know. Have you ever been down at night?
Yeah. Back in some of my earlier days.
Woo!
So I don't frequent the downtown area anymore. A little older.
Yeah.
So I've moved kind of to the Winter Park Maitland hangout spots kind of thing. But no, I get it. So you want to get there early with some time.
Get there early, yeah.
It's at the Beecham.
At the Beecham.
Going to be taking place on Saturday, this
Yes.
Saturday, 2 days from now, guys. And it's going to be a jam-packed show.
Yes,
so how
yes.
long is it?
It's going to be at least, I would say at least an hour and a half show.
Okay.
Right? So we're going to put on the performance. You don't want to miss it.
No.
Me, Tony Black, Brody Love. 8:30 show at the Beecham. You can get your tickets online at bonkers.com.
I love it. We're also going to be posting this over at ClickOrlandocom.
Yes.
You could head on over, you're watching it now, but the stream will also have a link, including the ticket information about Mr. Tony here, all the things that he's done, and a lot of history about kind of your journey. Your website's really cool.
Yes, I appreciate it.
You dive into it, and you're reading through, you're like, wait. Because you don't specifically mention correctional officer. You're very discreet about it, which I understand. And you're like, my former employees, were kind of motivating me. So are you still with the Orange County Corrections?
Yes, still.
So not
still.
Retired yet? How much time you got left?
It's going day by day.
Day by day. What do they say? 2 bad days and a note in the pocket kind of thing?
That's it. That's it.
Go.
But you know what? Correction has been good. Very good. It kept food on the table, kept me in a house, kept me in a car, so I can't say nothing negative, nothing bad.
Amen.
So
hey, it's a tough job, but the benefits are pretty good, especially here in Orange County. I like the correctional department here. I know a lot of guys that were former corrections that like moved over to OPD.
Yes.
So when I was a trooper, I'd walk in there, meet a guy, and then next thing I know, I'm running into him on the streets, and I'm like, "What? What are you doing? You got traded in the uniform."
Right.
So we will have coverage there also on Saturday. We're gonna have a team there,
cool.
during the show.
Yes.
That are gonna want to talk to you and find out more information. But the big cause behind this is raising funds for our 2 Orlando police officers through a good time. Just because a bad situation happened doesn't mean we can't have fun.
Yes.
Have a good drink, drive home responsibly, of course, but have a few drinks, great laughs, and knowing that you're raising funds for 2 local heroes.
Yes.
I think that's really cool. So where can people find you, Mr. Tony Black? If they want to follow you, they want to watch you, how often do you perform? Do you have a set routine here in Central Florida?
I'm here and I'm everywhere, basically.
Okay.
You know, if you follow Bonkers, you'll follow me, and you can follow me at Twitter, the new X, also Instagram, and Facebook, TonyBlackComedy.com. So look me up, follow me. I need a whole bunch of friends. You know, I would truly appreciate it. And also, make sure you get your tickets online at bonkers.com.
Because then you're good to go. You got them.
Yes.
Are they available at the door or no?
They should be. They should be.
Okay.
They should be available.
You want to get that stuff done.
Yeah. Get your tickets now. Reserve your seats. You don't want to be late. You don't want to be missing the show because you want to be there on time. That way you get the whole event. The
whole experience with Mr. Tony Black.
As they would say, like potato chips, the whole shebang.
Yeah, the whole shebang. I love when people just stop like this in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And you could see like, not a stopping zone, thanks. My Results One has a great PA system. And an amazing horn. So people just think they can just stop wherever they want. It makes no sense to me.
It's Orlando. I'm going to just stop here.
You sure?
Yeah,
I was going to swing. Oh, I was like, wait, where are you going? I was like, I can't stop right here. But yeah, you're right. And the fact that you talk about it in your comedy, I think because comedy is based off of real events that emotionally impact people.
Yeah, comedians.
That we take a second to not get offended, to have a good laugh about situations we can all relate to.
And you know, everything's changed with comedy because everybody get offended, but you can still have comedy and still have fun and make fun of things that make sense.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because we're all going through something.
Exactly. And that's what comedians do. We observe and report.
I like that.
We observe
in your own way.
In our own way, and we, just agitate a little bit. And
but you've got to think too. It's got to be, and if you be candid with me, it's got to be some peace for you.
Of course.
With the job that you have.
Listen.
With as long as you've done it.
Law enforcement, period, is a stressful job. You already know, right? Because you don't know what you're going to deal with out there, and we don't know what we deal with in there.
Right.
But you have to make light of the situation, and sometimes, a little laughter, you know what I mean? But still be serious.
Right.
Like they say at the state, when I worked at the state, be firm but fair.
Hey, I was a statey too, sir.
Yeah.
That was our motto, firm but fair. We're fair.
Firm but fair.
To everybody.
Yes.
People be like, well, you're talking real like serious. I go, right, I'm going to talk to you the same way, and I'm going to talk to that person the exact same way. Promise.
Yes.
And hey, maybe we can have a little chuckle along the way. Sir, I am bringing you back to the Beecham where
Yes.
this event will be taking place
Yes.
on Saturday.
Saturday.
So make sure, guys, you get your tickets, please. Tony Black performing on Saturday. All proceeds and, some proceeds and drink proceeds go towards this Corolla needs to move out of my spot.
It's going to be a great show.
Great show. So,
Bonkers.com.
yes.
Get your tickets.
I'm going to pull up, if you don't mind, where that white car is.
Yes,
Just so we
no
can
problem.
pull off there.
No problem.
I can get some info from you.
Yes.
Because we want to make sure we link up with you on Saturday and that we can also follow up with this next week to talk about how successful
Yes, Steve.
it
It's
was.
been a pleasure.
No, sir. Thank you
riding
so
around.
much.
Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate you. I'm
Awesome.
going to turn this camera around
Yes.
and shut the mic off so we could chat